Let's be honest, your brain is a bit of a disaster. You wake up with the best intentions, promising yourself that today is the day you finally start that side hustle or clean the garage. But then, 4 hours later, you're 3 levels deep into a documentary about how competitive sheep shearing works. Why? Because your brain is essentially a prehistoric supercomputer trying to run modern software, and frankly, it's crashing. You feel stuck, unmotivated, and like you're constantly fighting an invisible force that just wants you to eat snacks and nap. This isn't just a lack of willpower, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of the hardware you're working with. You're trying to drive a Ferrari like a lawnmower and wonder why the engine is smoking. Today, we're going to look at the manual.
It's frustrating, isn't it? That nagging feeling that you're capable of so much more, yet you're held back by habits you can't seem to break. You see people on social media crushing their goals, looking like they have it all figured out, while you're struggling to remember where you put your keys. This constant loop of plan, fail, regret is exhausting. It erodes your self-esteem and makes you think you're just not built for success. But here's the kicker. Those perfect people are fighting the same buggy biological code as you. They've just figured out how to work around the glitches. If you don't understand the psychological triggers that dictate your every move, you're not the pilot of your life. You're just a passenger on a bus driven by a very confused monkey. Let's take the wheel back.
Fact number 1, the Zeigarnik effect. Have you ever noticed how you can't stop thinking about a task you haven't finished, but the second you finish it, it vanishes from your memory like a bad dream? This is your brain's way of nagging you. Your subconscious literally keeps a tab open for every incomplete task, which drains your mental battery. If you want to boost your motivation, just start. Don't worry about finishing. Once you spend 5 minutes on a project, the Zeigarnik effect kicks in and starts bothering you to finish it. It's like an annoying friend who won't stop texting you until you show up. Use this to your advantage. Start small, let the itch of the unfinished do the heavy lifting for you. It's the ultimate hack for the chronic procrastinator.
Fact number 2, the Pygmalion effect. This is a fancy way of saying that expectations dictate reality. If your boss thinks you're a genius, you'll likely perform like one. If you think you're a failure, well, your brain will do everything in its power to make sure you're right. We are incredibly sensitive to the vibe others project onto us, but more importantly, the vibe we project onto ourselves. This is why self-deprecating humor, while hilarious at parties, can actually be a motivation killer. You're literally programming your brain to underperform. If you want to change your behavior, you have to change the script. Treat yourself like a high-performance athlete, and your brain will start looking for ways to justify that label. It's not fake it till you make it. It's expect it until you reflect it.
Fact number 3, cognitive dissonance. Your brain hates being a hypocrite. If you hold 2 conflicting beliefs, or if your actions don't match your values, your brain experiences actual physical discomfort. To fix this, it will either change your actions or, more commonly, lie to you. This is why you convince yourself that one more donut won't hurt, because you've already decided you're starting the diet tomorrow. To hack this for motivation, start identifying as the person you want to be. Say, I am a runner, instead of I am trying to run. Once your identity is set, your brain will force you to exercise because the dissonance of being a runner who doesn't run is too painful to bear. It's basically using your own stubbornness to get fit.
Fact number 4, the spotlight effect. Here's a liberating, albeit slightly insulting truth. Nobody is looking at you. We all walk around thinking there's a giant spotlight on us, highlighting our every mistake, every bad hair day, and every awkward social interaction. In reality, everyone else is too busy worrying about their own spotlight to notice yours. You think everyone saw you trip on the sidewalk? They didn't. They were wondering if their last email sounded too aggressive. This fear of judgment is a massive motivation killer. Once you realize that people are generally self-absorbed and oblivious, you're free to take risks, fail publicly, and try new things without the paralyzing weight of imaginary onlookers. The world isn't a stage. It's a room full of people looking for their own mirrors.
Fact number 5, loss aversion. Evolutionarily speaking, it was more important to not get eaten than it was to find a slightly tastier berry. This has left us with a brain that fears loss twice as much as it enjoys gain. If I give you $50, you're happy. If I take $50 away, you're devastated.
You can use this to drive yourself. Instead of saying, if I finish this project, I'll buy a treat, try, if I don't finish this project, I have to give my friend $50. The fear of losing that money is a far more powerful motivator than the promise of a reward. It's a bit masochistic, sure, but if you want results, you have to play the game according to the prehistoric rules. Pain is a better teacher than a gold star.
Fact number 6, decision fatigue. Ever wonder why you make great choices at 8 a.m., but by 8 p.m., you're eating shredded cheese over the sink? It's because your willpower is a finite resource. Every choice you make, from what socks to wear to how to phrase an email, drains your decision battery. By the end of the day, you're literally incapable of making good choices. This is why successful people like Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg wear the same thing every day. They're saving their battery for things that actually matter. To stay motivated, automate the boring stuff. Prep your meals, pick your clothes the night before, and do your hardest work first. Stop wasting your precious mental energy on whether you should have almond milk or oat milk. Just pick one and move on.
Fact number 7, the pratfall effect. If you're a perfectionist, listen up. Being perfect actually makes people like you less. The pratfall effect suggests that highly competent people become more likable after they make a mistake. It makes you relatable and human. If you're constantly trying to project a flawless image, you're actually creating a barrier between yourself and others, and you're putting an impossible amount of pressure on your own shoulders. This pressure leads to burnout and a lack of motivation because the fear of breaking the perfect streak is terrifying. Allow yourself to be messy. Share your failures. The moment you stop trying to be a robot, you'll find that you have more energy to actually get things done. Being human is your greatest asset, not a bug in the system.
Fact number 8, Dunbar's number. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and there's a biological reason for that. Robin Dunbar, an anthropologist, suggested that humans can only maintain about 150 stable social relationships, but the inner circle, the ones who truly influence your behavior, is much smaller. Your brain is wired to mimic the habits and attitudes of your tribe for survival. If your inner circle is lazy and cynical, your brain will think being lazy and cynical is the safe way to belong. If you want to change your motivation levels, you might need to audit your friend group. You don't have to ghost your old pals, but you should definitely start hanging out with people who make you feel like a bit of an underachiever. It's social engineering for your soul.
Fact number 9, social loafing. This is the phenomenon where people put in less effort when they're part of a group than when they're alone. Think of it as the someone else will do it syndrome. If you're working on a team project and feel your motivation dipping, it's likely because your brain thinks it can hide in the crowd. To combat this, you need individual accountability. Even when working in a group, define your specific win for the day. If you don't have a clear personal stake in the outcome, your brain will choose the path of least resistance every single time, which usually involves staring at the ceiling and wondering if you could survive a zombie apocalypse. Don't let yourself fade into the background. Be the person whose contribution is unmistakable. Fact number 10, the Dunning-Kruger effect. This is the ultimate irony of human intelligence. People who are incompetent at a task tend to overestimate their ability, while experts tend to underestimate themselves. In the beginning, you'll feel a surge of false confidence, followed by a valley of despair when you realize how much you don't know. Most people quit in that valley, but if you know it's coming, you can prepare for it. Motivation isn't about feeling confident all the time. It's about realizing that your current feeling of "I'm terrible at this" is actually a sign that you're becoming an expert. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know, and that's exactly where the growth happens. Don't fear the frustration. It's just the smell of your brain growing.
So, there you have it. Your brain is a weird, ancient, glitchy mess, but now you have the cheat codes. You know how to use the Zeigarnik effect to start, how to manage your decision fatigue, and why the spotlight effect means you can stop worrying about what others think. Understanding these facts is the difference between fighting your nature and flowing with it. You're not broken, you're just unoptimized. Start small, be consistent, and stop being so hard on yourself for being human. If you found these hacks helpful, or if you just enjoyed the sarcasm, do me a favor. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. It helps the channel and keeps the algorithm gods happy. Now go do that thing you've been putting off. Your Zeigarnik effect is waiting.